This episode of the Horror Basement is brought to you by the Horror Amino app. Come join us in a large community dedicated to horror fans across the world. Available in iTunes and Google Play.
Hi, I'm Bill Mosley, and you're in the Horror Basement with Jim Jam and Johnny Leroy. Lick my plate, you dog bitch.
Welcome to the Horror Basement, the Tennessee Horror News Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Johnny Leroy. And as always, we got Jim Jam here with us.
Jim Jam here.
Alright guys, and as always, don't forget that we're on
All social media.
Yep.
Facebook.
Instagrams,
Twitter. Snapchats.
Horror Amino.
Yep. And you can hear this podcast on multiple places. iTunes.
SoundCloud.
Google Play.
That one that's called YouTube's.
And the infamous Blueberry. Gotta get them blueberries.
Yeah. We still want to know if anybody has ever heard of Blueberry.
Yeah, I ran across it one day and I'm like, dude, did you know we're on Blueberry? What the fuck is Blueberry?
No clue. But, so, check us out there, and if you like the show and you would like to support us and support what we do, then hit up that Patreon. Become a patron.
Give us your money.
Yes, we'll gladly accept your money. As low as $1 a month.
Yep.
Now, if we can get 10,000 people giving us $1 a month, we're great.
Yeah, and then we could put out all kinds of shit.
Yes. Graphics, it'd be amazing. Anyways.
We'd have a producer.
Yes. Well, no, we wouldn't. We wouldn't need that much money.
All right, well.
Couldn't hire somebody else. I mean, geez, dude.
Okay, so we got today.
We have the director, writer of Gremlin 2017 movie, guys. Not the Gremlins from the 80s, not the family fun movie.
Not to be confused with.
Yeah, not that family fun movie. No. Horror movie 2017 Gremlin. Ryan Bellgardt.
He'll be joining us today, so away we go.
Alright, guys. Today on the podcast, we have Ryan Bellgardt, writer-director of the 2017 film Gremlin. Ryan, we appreciate you taking the time out for us today. How are you doing?
Hey, my pleasure, man. Thanks a lot for having me.
This Gremlin, like we explained in our intro, that before you got on, that to not confuse it with the Gremlins. Does that happen? Has it happened?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, it's kind of a funny story because originally the movie was, when I wrote it, it wasn't going to be called Gremlin. It was going to be called, I kind of wanted to do something like It Follows with a monster or something, So I was going to call it something like Give It to Someone You Love or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was just sort of a working title at the time, and we didn't really know what we were going to call it, but we worked with a sales agent, and he was like, it's too bad you can't call it Gremlin or something. And I remember thinking like, well, I mean, I guess it's kind of a gremlin. I mean, it's a little monster in a box, which could kind of be seen as a gremlin, I guess. And then, so he's like, well, yeah, I wish we could do it. And I was like, well, why can't we? And I looked it up. I looked it up on IMDb, and there was no other movie called Gremlin, and I was really shocked. And so we just snatched it up because we knew calling it that would get people's attention, And so, and I think that it certainly has. I mean, people now. When they see it, they kind of range from, hashtag not my gizmo to you ruined my childhood to just like, all kinds of funny stuff like that. So, but I mean, it was all done. It was all done because we knew people would be like, they would pay attention to it, and that's kind of the point. And it fit enough. I mean, it fit like what's weird is like we sort of like, tailored the like even the scene in the movie when the guy's like, don't you give that gremlin thing to me? Like, we shot an alternate take of that where he didn't say it, gremlin, just because we didn't know exactly what we were going to call it, even at that time while we were shooting it.
Oh, wow.
You know, so So yeah, I mean, and we thought, well, we'll at least have him say Gremlin that way, so at least there's some kind of tie-in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
To Gremlin in the
For
movie.
sure.
So it's kind of funny.
What was your inspiration on writing this film?
Well, I wanted to. It's kind of a long story. I'll try to keep it as brief as I can, but it sort of goes back to me and my team wanting to sort of test out some visual effects stuff, and so we were going to do a little short film called it was going to be called "Give It to Someone You Love," and it was basically the idea of it was that we wanted to do some kind of little short film that would have some kind of like scary creature in it, but we didn't want to do the we only wanted to do a few shots of the creature in the short film. So we thought one way we could have that happen is like if it lives inside of a box, then the box could represent the creature for a lot of the movie, and we only have to really show the movie, or the creature very few times. So and I was just sort of like playing with that idea of like a creature living inside of a box, but I always kind of like to add some kind of twist or something different to it or something that adds to it. And I was like, I tried to think like, if you're cursed with some kind of a magic box with a creature in it, what's like the worst possible thing that you would have to do to get it away from you or get it off of you, And I thought, man, it would be like pretty twisted the only way you could get rid of it is if you had to give it to someone that you love, and so to get rid of it. And so that's kind of like what sort of spawned the idea. And I wrote like a little 10-page short film that we were just going to do for fun. And I remember our sales agent asking me, he's like, he liked the idea a lot. And he's like, can you guys make that into a feature? And we were like, yeah, sure. So we kind of started developing it into a feature length movie.
Let me ask you this. Is there a loophole on giving the box? Like, could I give it to my sister and then she give it back to me over and over and over?
But you know what? You're not the first person that said that.
I mean, is there that loophole in this?
No. Like the way that it works is like if you're in, I think the creature would get mad and just kill both of you probably at that point. But no, the actual, what's a little bit kind of confusing to some, but like it's all in there. But like basically the way we kind of ironed it out in our heads as far as the rules of the box go is if you give it to somebody, then you're safe from it. But just because you gave the box away doesn't mean that you're safe anymore. It just kills everyone. So like Grandma Mary at the beginning of the movie, and she dies early in the movie, and she gave the box to Adam, right? But that doesn't mean she's safe from it, and it kills her right away because she's one of Adam's loved ones. So it's just like when you get the box attached to you, it just starts killing people that you love, and then until you give it away to someone that you love. But if you gave it away to someone that you love, that doesn't mean you're safe. See what I'm saying?
Well, as long as you leave, though, right? Like if I handed it off to my sister and left.
Yeah. I
mean, technically, it kills her family. That's
and never go back again.
And never go back.
Yeah.
Like I'd have to really leave.
You could have done that, yeah. You could totally do that.
Like the uncle, like he come back, like I guess which was fucked up. You're gonna give it to your mother. I mean, dude, really? I love you. Here's this box. It's going to kill you.
And then I'm sorry.
Yeah. What? Dude,
die. I gave it to her because she's old.
Yeah, I mean, he could have just died.
Man, well, that's the fun thing about the movie and writing the movie was like trying to think of like all these different things that they would do and how they would do it. And so the characters are like always making these choices that are like, because of the rules of the box and because of what they're finding out, they're like making these like desperate choices. And it was always kind of in my mind that like, if the box, like if you were in possession of the box, then you sort of like go crazy.
Yeah.
It's like you sort of like you're not really making very rash decisions, and you start to like really wonder. It's like, am I really going to let myself die here, or am I going to, go ahead and give it to somebody? And so I think Uncle Jim decides to give it to his mom because he thinks she's old and she doesn't have much to live anyway. And of all the people that he would give it to, it's just like he didn't have anyone else to give it to, and he was a coward and decided to save himself. And,
oh yeah, that's definitely cowardice, giving it to your mother.
Yeah. And so that's I know it's
which is a good storyline though.
Oh, thanks. You told me that you guys just watched it today, and I'm glad you still wanted to take the time to talk to me.
Oh yeah, well I'm refreshing it because technically everything that we've talked about is actually explained in the movie. Yeah. Like even that whole how the box works, like it drives you insane. That's eventually explained in the movie. You know, like everything eventually, even why they hide the bodies is explained in the movie. You know, I don't want to ruin the movie for other people, but you know,
all you gotta do is say spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But you know, like bodies are hidden, but that's explained in the movie why they hide them because they're afraid, and it's
Right.
Like, at least it explained why. To me, that's a good point of the part of the movie.
Oh well, thanks. And that was, I'm telling you, man, it was pretty. Like, I really, we went back and forth on a lot of that stuff, and even our actor who played Adam was like, man, I don't know if this character would do this or not. And I was like, okay, look, man, if you call the police every time someone dies and bring them over there, then it's going to be a pretty boring movie about the police coming over all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like they have to there has to be some kind of way where the police are involved, but they're not there like disrupting what's going on. So that was, or they take the guy to jail because he's a suspect, and then it's like really not going to work. So I had a plan for how I wanted the story to go and what I wanted to happen. And I liked the idea that it was like this creature was just unkillable, you know, and they couldn't get rid of it, and they couldn't, like, I sometimes I'll see people's comments that are like, well, I would just throw it in the lake, or I'd put it in a box, I would cement it in the ground or something. Or,
all that was done.
Yeah, they tried to do it, you know. So as I was thinking about what the character Adam would do in the movie, as I was writing it, I was thinking of all the different things that I thought people might think of to try to get rid of it or try to destroy it, or what they would do if they had something like this. And I wanted to make the box like completely, like nothing you could do would get it away or destroy it, where you couldn't throw it away, you couldn't destroy it, you couldn't give it to just anybody. You could only give it to someone that you truly love. And I thought that was a kind of a fun thing to play with, and it made the movie kind of fun to write.
Well, if he did get brought to jail, would the box appear in jail, then everybody in the jail would die, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that would be a brutal move. Then that'd be a lot more craziness. So he couldn't go to jail, because if you put the character in jail, it'd be like, holy shit, the whole town's police department's dead.
Well, yeah, I mean, it kind of, well, sort of like, would it kill the people in jail, or would it go back to his house and kill his family?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Well, but it would have to eventually come back after him, right?
Well, that's what we don't know. Like, so nobody really knows what happens when, like they're sort of theorizing what happens when that timer runs out, but they're not sure. You know, so and I think that what happens is they sort of, like with Uncle Jim, he's like, I didn't wait to find out. Maybe it comes for me. I don't know. You know, but you find out later when the timer actually does reach its end that it's not really what you think it was.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So so it'd kill all of his family, and then next thing you know, it'd be rampaging all around.
Right. Yeah.
So you pretty much created your version of Godzilla towards the end.
Yeah. Yeah, and without giving too much away. I mean, I always like to try to. I know it's a kind of a dark movie and kind of a, you know, but I wanted the ending to be kind of like have this element of big monster movies and fun, kind of a fun scene, you know, that kind of kind of an action-y fun scene, and I was happy with the way that part of it turned out, for sure.
Well, okay, well, one thing, couldn't the creature crush the fucking house or something?
You know, stabbing holes to that.
Yeah.
It could have, and I guess we're gonna get into like really like spoiler territory, right? So if like you're listening, I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah. You don't have to say nothing about it.
What I guess what I'll say is like, it's like at the end when it does what it does at the end, like you can interpret that like it would either like go and like kill everyone and just be on this murderous rampage, or I kind of think of it more like a King Kong kind of situation where it's like free finally.
Yeah.
And so it's just trying to like not get killed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah, gotcha.
Gotta save myself.
Yeah. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, that makes
so
sense.
like,
I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who actually created the creature? What it looked like?
Okay, so that we found that, believe it or not, man, the movie's pretty low budget. I'm sure you guys could deduce that, but the creature was we found it on a website where you can like download creatures. I'm not kidding.
Oh wow.
so
we downloaded. Familiar.
We Well, you can use them legally. All right. So we downloaded this creature, and we liked it a lot. And it was just the model of the CG model of the creature. And so my team had to go in and like rig it up for animation and do all the animating and like make it like fit in the movie. But we found out later that because that has been a, just an available, like anyone could download that creature and make a Gremlin movie or any movie they want to, so. But we found out later that was actually a rejected concept creature from the new Thing remake, which I thought was really cool.
Oh.
And so the guy who made a bunch of creature designs for the Thing, that was one of them. And so it got rejected for that movie and put up on this website, and we were able to download it and use it for our movie. And we didn't find out till a lot later. The movie was already finished. But somebody told us that's what that creature was, and we were like, "Oh, that's really cool. That makes it seem like it's a really cool thing."
That is cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool. But there was a lot of reasons like why we chose that one, because our animation team was small, so like it doesn't have eyes, and that was good because eyes are kind of hard to do, and it doesn't really have feet. It kind of just has like pointy, limbs, which made it kind of easier to point or animate around and move around and stuff. So we kind of did some things to make it more efficient for us, to make sure that we could do all the shots we needed to do in the time frame we had.
Well, I gotta admit that it's pretty damn good, for a low budget to have that good a CGI.
Well, it was good when the scene where it's in the motel, and he surprised.
Oh,
I don't want to ruin that because it's a good gory scene.
Thanks.
Yeah, so I don't want to ruin what happens, but. I mean, it was good, like, you see it, and then you're just like, oh, shit. This is going to happen right in front of this little kid.
Yeah, man, that was a really fun scene to do, and it's funny you talk about doing that in front of a kid, because, like, my 8-year-old son at the time, I remember I was working on that scene in my computer at home in my office, and he would, like, walk up to me, and I would kind of scrub back and forth through it, and I was, working on it and stuff, and he would be like, "Dad, it's not bloody enough. It's not bloody enough."
More blood.
Yeah, right. But
I don't know if you should worry about that, or that's a good thing. I mean,
well,
no.
He's like it's cool, but my kids are like so desensitized to this stuff because they see how it's done and how it's made, and so it kind of loses its magic, I guess.
Oh yeah.
When they see exactly what's going on behind the scenes. But that motel room was also a set that we built, so that wasn't an actual motel room. It was a set that we built in our studio to look like a motel room, and that's the reason was because number one, we were getting it all bloody with some bloody stuff, but also number two, we wanted to have our guy throw stuff around in it and smash the wall and stuff, and we could do that with a set that we built rather than an actual motel room.
I had actually thought about that. I was like, damn, they got a motel. Let them smash that TV up against the wall. That's fucking...
Did you notice it was like it's an old school TV, like the tube TV?
Oh yeah. I know.
Yeah.
They wasn't gonna do no flat
That was a
panel.
low budget motel. Is what I was like. That shit's some low budget motel.
Yeah.
Like, we ain't gonna crush no
They
damn
got
flat
the budget
panel.
in. They went.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's right. That was just an old pawn shop TV we had laying around that cost hardly anything. That's why we threw it around.
Well, perfect.
500-pound TV. You're lucky he didn't blow his back out when he picked it up. He had to take the guts out
Son,
of it.
come here and help me.
Yeah.
Some bitches weigh a fucking ton.
Ridiculous.
For the kids out there, TVs used to be big.
Yep.
Real big. You couldn't hardly lift them.
Effects. So you obviously had practical effects along with CGI. How long did it take to create that one scene that we're not going to talk about?
The one in the motel room?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So like we did a few different things on that, and we did mix some practical stuff with some CG stuff there, and it took a while. We the guys, our makeup team are a guy named Nate Bright and a girl named Jenna Green, and they do a great job on practical makeup effects and special effects makeup. So when they there's a scene where she's laying on the bed and she's like, got that problem.
Yes.
And that probably took them a few hours to put that together. And I think what's funny about that, and this is a joke, I didn't find out about this until we were doing a Q&A at a screening the other day, but apparently the makeup guy put like some leftover pizza into it. It was gross, man.
Oh, dude.
Yummy.
Yeah, he was putting all kinds of like gross stuff into the wound, and the actress was like, "That's disgusting. I didn't know that," because she's just like laying there letting them put it on. So it was kind of funny.
That is funny. How long did the whole shoot of this film take you?
We did it pretty quick. We kind of wrote the script and started putting it together around January of 2016, and just had it.
Wow.
We had it finished by the end of the year. So we took it to the American film market, which was in November of 2016, and then like really soon after that, it was picked up by Uncorked and here in the U.S. and even. About that scene we're talking about, I'll back up a little bit. The movie's we've been fortunate because it's been released theatrically in a couple of countries over in Southeast Asia, the Philippines, and then also Malaysia. It was like, had a full theatrical run in Malaysia, which was kind of cool. But in the Philippines, I found out that they actually cut that scene out. They censored it, the one that we're talking about.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Well, it was pretty brutal, though. I mean, as far as a little gory, some places are like, yeah, we don't really want that to be seen. The children are too special.
Well, in a way, it was kind of flattering because I was like, if you guys believe that it looked real enough to censor it out, then I feel like I'm pretty confident that we did a okay job of making it look as real as we could, because at the end of the day, it was like, it wasn't very real. It wasn't real at all. It was all completely CG, so.
They probably think these crazy Americans making smut films over
there. Yeah. The hardest thing to do for us with the CG stuff was like the drool that comes out of its mouth, and we ended up not even. That was actually practical. That was actually just glycerin that we just like dripped off of like Q-tips, and we shot that against a black background, and then we just kind of composited that stuff onto the CG model, and it worked really good. And I tried all kinds of different ways to do that, and that was the best way that looked the most real.
That brings me to the. I was thinking when I saw the scene where he hit. Was it Adam? Adam, is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Adam.
Yeah, Adam. Mm-hmm.
He hits the creature through the window.
Yeah.
Was it him?
Yeah, you knocked him with the baseball bat.
So was that a baseball bat that actually went through the window?
No, it was
not baseball bat.
That was all just special effects. I mean, there was no actual broken window or anything.
Wow.
It was just, he just acted like he swung it and hit the window, and then we put a fake broken window in there and just made it look like it look like it happened. So yeah, nothing actually broken. They wouldn't have. The hotel wasn't, or the house we shot that in wouldn't have liked that.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask you. Where was this filmed at?
It was filmed in Oklahoma City, where we live.
Because that's a nice house.
Well, there was actually two houses. There was the interior was a different place. It was a place called the Grandison Inn, and what's cool about it is like they gave us the tour, and we were looking around at the bed. It's a bed and breakfast. So as they were giving us the tour, we were like, "Do you guys have like a basement here?" And they said, "Oh yeah, but you don't want to go down there."
Perfect.
I know. And I was like, "Yes, I do. Please take me."
Yes, I do.
And so we did, and that's the basement that's in the movie, just how it was. And so I really like that because it was a real creepy, dingy basement that I hope they're not listening to this because it's a lovely basement. But
it's almost like a cellar, though.
Yeah, it kind of was. It was like a cellar, and it had a lot of just stuff in it, and it was dark and stuff. So it worked out really well. But then the outside of the house is this place called the Overholser Mansion, which is a giant, really big, like a museum kind of mansion here in Oklahoma City. So the inside and the outside were two different places.
All right, because I was wondering, I was like, dang, that's a really nice home. Wow, that is freaking super nice. But then then when they got into the kitchen, I was like, that's a really small kitchen for that home.
I know. Yeah.
But it makes sense now what you said, bed and breakfast, though.
Maybe it's one of the mini kitchens.
Well, then that's what I thought of, too. I was like, that could have been a different kitchen, like where, somebody, like the grandmother's suite, where I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, you're right. I mean, the thing is, it was like, that was actually the kitchen that was in that big bed. See, the bed and breakfast is about the same size. It's really big.
Yeah.
And it was the same kind of situation. It's like they didn't have a big fancy kitchen. I mean, they had more of a kitchen that was like just a serviceable kitchen. Because they just needed it to make food for their guests and stuff. So, but I think that was the original kitchen from when the house was built around 1905 or something like that. So I guess
That's
back
pretty
then
awesome.
they didn't really have big fancy kitchens back then. They were just more like serviceable,
Yeah, well,
like
you
what they
cook
would-
in it and you leave, you get out of it.
Yeah,
It's not,
right.
it's not like nowadays where people hang out in their fancy kitchens and sit at the
Yeah.
bar and talk while somebody's cooking.
Right. Yeah, it was neat. It was neat to be able to film in that house, because all those locations were in that same house. So and we were there for like I think 9 days. So it felt, I don't know, just something about it felt like it was the perfect place for all this like misery to be happening. So it worked out. It worked out good.
So I remember one part in the movie, the creature, when he kills a certain member, why is he chewing on her cheek? Is that just something he does? He's just
Yeah.
he's just gnawing on her cheek. I'm like, what?
He like went all flesh mode on there. He's like, I need a little piece of
I
flesh
think,
to eat on.
man, I'll be honest with you. There wasn't really a reason, just because we thought it would look gross and cool.
Yeah, it did. That was like he just stabs everybody else, but for some reason he wanted to chew on her face.
maybe
He's
he
like,
thought
oh,
she was
she's
too
pretty.
Yeah, maybe he thought she was too pretty or something. Yeah. I don't know.
But then, like, it don't matter. You just killed her.
Yeah.
You could have
No
kept her
rhyme or
alive.
reason. No rhyme or reason. This creature's crazy, man.
You could have kept the daughter alive, and the creature just killed the baby inside of her. Because wasn't she pregnant?
Well, just ruined the whole point of it.
Yes.
I thought the same thing. I thought it was going to kill the baby, and then,
Okay. Well, so here's the thing: is like in my original script, like it did kill the baby, and like stick its thing into her stomach and like pull it out.
Ooh.
Of her stomach.
Oh, damn! You should have done that. That was awesome.
Dude, hey man, I wanted to. I was totally on that train, and then like all of my guys that I work with, I'll blame them. They were all like, "No, you can't do that. It's too gross."
Oh,
No.
come on.
This is what you need.
Hey, I'm sorry to your team, but they're fucking pussies. What the hell?
But in all honesty, though, you're an independent horror film.
You could get away with it. You ain't got a
But it's
studio
not-
to fucking
no,
worry about
It's
it.
not get away with it. It is what you need to draw an
Yeah,
audience
hey.
in. Because you'd have had 2 banned scenes.
Hey,
Think about that. 2 banned scenes.
look, you got
Yeah, you're right.
You got the human centipede doing their nasty shit, so y'all can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. But I mean, you could go around and be like, we had 2 scenes banned. You need to see this movie.
Banned in so many countries,
Yeah.
and everybody wants to see the
I mean,
shit.
you could say multiple because if it's 2, then it's multiple. But
Hey, well, let's just say let's say we did have 2 scenes banned, but the first one, that one was banned before we filmed it.
yeah, there you go. Banned by the crew members. No,
Right.
sorry.
Hey, you ain't got to say who banned it. You just said.
Because the strange thing is the movie that we just watched a couple weeks ago, which had some gruesome scenes in it, and it's like they went there. Y'all could have went there.
Hey,
I mean, not to that, not what we're talking about, like ripping the baby out. Just they didn't go there, but they went to extreme. So it's
Hey,
like,
Yeah.
damn.
you know this ain't got a DVD release yet, has it?
It will. They're making one, but I don't have the date yet.
Well, I was about to say
Reshoot it.
you could reshoot that scene and do it and put it into the deleted scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, there you go, man. Maybe there's time.
Yeah.
Maybe there's time to do it.
No.
But honestly, the reason I wrote the teenage pregnancy in there was because I wanted it to go after the baby, because I was like, that shows how brutal this thing is and how horrible it is. Totally indiscriminate. It will kill anything, and even if it went after like an unborn baby and pulled it out gruesomely of her stomach or whatever, that's what my original idea was for it, and
Damn.
it just got kind of toned down. I mean, I think overall we weren't really trying to go for a gross out, like gory, gross out movie like that. But I mean, it was the tone of it wasn't quite there with that, but based on kind of what we were trying to do. But yeah, man, when I wrote it, I was like, yeah, I need to totally pull out that fetus.
At least you had the idea. You can do this in another movie.
Did it kill?
Yeah.
Did it kill any animals?
No.
You could have done that and had all kinds of controversy.
Oh yeah.
See, here's the deal, guys. Is like there maybe could be a sequel one day, and then I can totally do all that stuff.
Yeah, you can do whatever you
Kill
want to.
all
with
kinds
it.
of animals, and PETA would go fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
goldfish
right.
were hurting taping of this.
Liberals will fucking hate you.
Yeah, that's not what you want.
No.
You don't want to go there.
No. Yeah, I try not to have anybody hate me if I can
Yeah.
help it. But
Yeah, you don't want to go on that.
But then
controversial
everybody will
path.
want to watch your movie if all them people are hating on you, though. You see,
Some will, not all.
Well, hey man, I've actually been really happy with the amount of press that this film has gotten, and I'm happy to be here talking to you guys, and just I love the fact that we can sort of like laugh about it and debate about it and talk about what it is or what it isn't. And I think it's really cool. So thanks a lot for having me. It's really neat.
Oh yeah, man. We appreciate you being here.
And yeah, hopefully, because it definitely left for it could be a sequel, right?
Totally. Yeah. There's no reason why it couldn't be.
Oh, yeah. There could be a prequel. There could be a sequel. There could be all kinds of stuff with that box.
Are you gonna do a trilogy?
It's around forever. It's been around forever, though.
Be like
there could be a Western.
Yeah,
a Western.
I mean, in all honesty, there could be like in the Wild West. It could be anywhere with that box. The storyline could go anywhere.
Yeah, because it did go back to the medieval days
or before.
Yep.
I mean, it could go anywhere. You got a good story.
There you go. Yeah.
You got a good creature, to do whatever you want to with. In all honesty.
Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate the kind words, and again, like, we did it for we did it kind of on a modest budget, and we just we're a group of guys here that really enjoy making movies, and I really enjoy one of the things I really like to do is like try to do things to get an audience to react certain ways, So I was thinking like, like the scene where the mom's in the basement is one of the scenes that was really fun for me to put together, and it was fun for the actors to deliver that performance there, and it's fun for me to see audiences react to that scene because I think they don't really know how to feel.
I agree. She's lost it.
And I think that's something that I really enjoy is having people like ask a lot of questions and try to figure out like what was going on, what was the meaning behind that. And there always is a meaning, there always is something there. And I try to make all that stuff clear, like you guys said, and I appreciate you saying it earlier that like the answers to all these questions are in there. Yeah. It's just kind of like it just depends on if you see them or not,
Yeah.
So
that means you created a smart film. You making people think.
Yeah.
I hope so.
But yeah, well,
Ryan, we'll let you get back to what you got to do, and we appreciate you coming on and talking to us. This has been a great interview, really.
Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks. It really has been fun. I know I'll have to put it when I share this one. I'll have to put a big spoiler alert on it because we gave away all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we can. It happens.
Yeah,
but
we get passionate about what we see, and we really want to learn how you did it, and just
I'm like, maybe I should pause it and we just talk to him. But yeah, but
no, it's all good.
We appreciate it, and we're definitely looking forward to more to come. And
hey, the best of luck to you.
Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Bye.
All right, guys. That's Ryan Bellgardt, writer, director of Gremlin, 2017 film.
Yep.
Kind of put that in there. But check it out. I think it's worth checking out. And when you watch the movie, you will find the answers to everything that happens in the movie. I mean, I found them when I was watching. I was like, oh, shit, that's why. Oh, shit, that's why.
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth checking out if you get a chance to. And we really appreciate Ryan and what's that film company?
Uncorked.
And Uncorked, and allowing us to see a screener of it.
Yeah.
And
get a review up and all that.
Yeah, we got the review up, and just check this film out, guys, and support it because this is indie horror. This is what everybody looking to do.
Hey, to Ryan's team, I apologize for calling y'all fucking pussies.
Yeah, that wasn't me. That was Jim Jam. It's not Johnny Leroy. Just so we're clear.
It was in the moment. It was the heat of the moment.
But as always, don't forget hit up our Patreon. Become a patron if you like what we do, so that we can continue doing this and
get early access to the podcast.
Yeah, and social media. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, everything. YouTube, Horrormino, all that stuff, guys. And
SoundCloud.
We appreciate you listening, and we appreciate your support.
That's all we got. We out.
Peace.